In my life, I've made many mistakes. Whether it was bad, oh, sorry, I have a really bad knee. Something hurts me. So if I'm gonna be yawking in the meantime while I'm talking, pardon me in advance. So I've made some bad financial decisions. I got scammed. Definitely didn't choose my relationships right, as I can see, and we can see. I've hurt people intentionally, not intentionally. We all do make mistakes. We all make good things and we all do bad things as well. Thing is, if you don't do anything at all, you don't learn anything at all. So, and then if you keep saying, yeah, okay, I made a mistake, but you keep repeating the same mistake over and over and over again, it's not exactly a mistake, is it? It's a choice. You made a choice to keep doing that. Now, if that is only a mistake that affects you and your life, for example, my mistake that only affects me and my life, and it's quite hard to quit, bad habit, is smoking. But if it hurts others, and I don't mean now, emotional pain is very often really, really subjective. So there are objective emotional pains, like you are being abusive to someone, verbally, psychologically, mentally. That hurts. It hurts them physically. So it's just like punching a person in the face. Even worse. From my own experience, I can go into any physical fight any day, and even if I lost, the consequences of losing that fight to myself and my body are most often going to be quickly recoverable. Recovering from, in my case, 10 years of very toxic and, at least in my humble opinion, narcissistic abuse has left me wounds bigger and more painful than anything and anyone I've met and experienced in my life. So that's the objective emotional pain. But the subjective one is, let's say, if you've done something wrong to me, I call you out on it, and then you feel hurt, offended, and whatever because of it. You feel like a victim because I say this thing that you said to me, what you have done to me is not right. And you cannot compare it to something that makes no sense. It doesn't align together. So, and let's say, if people tend to feel hurt because of it, that is subjective emotional pain. So, you all need to figure out, are you causing pain to yourself or someone else? So now back to my biggest mistake in my life, of all the mistakes that I've made. So clearly, that has influenced not just my relationship, not just outlook on myself and everything how I perceived my life from that point on, because it virtually destroyed my personality, almost destroyed. My biggest mistake in my life was letting my guard down from anyone. Never mind how much you do love a person and you want them to love you back. If they can't reciprocate once, twice, and they make a mistake, forgiveness is definitely a very beautiful virtue. But when forgiveness comes at the expense of your own self and pain, then you should understand how life works. And this is where I forgot it. If you stand behind me, I'll protect you. If you stand beside me, I will respect you. If you stand against me, I won't destroy you. That's not my intention. but you should better back off my way without any ill intention. It's just fact is, I love martial arts, not as a fighter and not to be aggressive. I learned martial arts to be able to protect myself and the person who is trying to hurt me. And I have been quite good at that, especially on the last few occasions when my life was really threatened by a couple of very violent individuals. So, why would anyone want to pick a fight with a trained and generally very peaceful person? Probably not, right? And even, why would you want to pick a fight with someone who only wants best for you? My biggest mistake was letting the guard down, predominantly when it comes to female population. I had strict boundaries at work. I had strict boundaries with my friends and the public. But at home, I allowed myself to be extremely and completely vulnerable. And I thought that, of course, at the end of the day, some of our toxicities are a sign of our own vulnerability. And when we are with a person that is safe for us, they will accept us as we are in our full spectrum. And that person should naturally, effortlessly be committed and able to allow you to be yourself, even when it comes to negative emotions, in a safe manner. We can't avoid the fact that all of us, at certain point in life, have been traumatized by our friends, by our parents, who knows what else. And most of us do walk around our lives unaware of that trauma until we finally get triggered. And when we get triggered, that's what I knew from the start. I didn't want to shout at people. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I have good intentions, and my intentions were always pure. And when I let the guard down with that other person, I let myself down. I crossed my own boundaries, my own rules of engagement with people who are not respectful, who are not safe, and have too much of their own darkness and luggage in their life to be able to face someone as real as I was and I am. Now I understand why people are always intimidated by the presence of someone like me. I don't have to look rich. I don't have to drive a fancy car. I don't have to wear a golden chain. To wear myself with confidence, strength, and real pride. And not that pride which is self-damaging and self-sabotaging, but the pride that comes from the awareness of how much effort, how much work, how much energy and time and love you've poured into becoming who you are, and the better version of yourself, because that best version is continuously elusive. No one can be perfect version of themselves, but try it. That's the best we can do. And yes, I have lived by those principles as long as I can remember. It wasn't the law of attraction when I was born. There was no The Secret movie. The books we were reading were all just basic knowledge about biology, human body, nature, and things like that. Mental health was definitely not discussed. What we are able to achieve with our intuition, imagination, creativity, everything else, the connection between ourselves, the divine, and the universe itself, that was never discussed. But I felt it. As a child, I understood that the way humanity lives was deluded. It's an illusion. 9-to-5 jobs till old age, literally till you drop dead, And only then you start to realize that the whole life, all you needed is friends, family, love, support, community. And that fulfills the structure of all the rest of the basic needs that we need. Food, water, sunshine, fun, whatever else it is. Because without us being together and alone as individuals, appreciated and accepted by all others, and we accept all others the same, we would have not existed. It's not just because God created Adam and Eve, so to speak, suddenly the whole humanity is here. We continue to exist because we are the creators of life. The moment we are created, we are the creators. The moment we exist, we are on the equal par level as the energy of God itself or himself or herself, whatever you want to call. This is the concept that I was not taught. This is the concept that I did not make up. This is the concept that lives within each and every one of us. But I felt it. I felt it very young. And now I'm here, reborn into a new man with all the old wisdom and knowledge that was carried through all of our generations within all of us. Even Nikola Tesla said there's this universal consciousness and knowledge everywhere in and around us. Anyone can tap into it. How? It's your mystery. What you do with it is your decision. It's all energy. There is no light and darkness where I come from. It's all one. It's a matter of your focus and intention. That's what you create. That's what you send to the world. That's what you give back to yourself. Don't let your own guard down to who you are and who you must become. And only you are your best guide to becoming yourself. That was my biggest mistake and the biggest lesson I've got so far. Let's see what brings tomorrow. Love you all.